So welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. Today, I'm sitting down because, I'm tired and lazy. It's a day that ends in Y. Today we're going to take this guy out. He's got a little fountain here. We're going to take out all this tub, and we're going to build a wall that comes out right here, and then over and right here. I think we're going to put in a different light. We're going to frame this up different, move these walls, take this out, take this light, move it over here, put in a sink right here so we have to move some plumbing. We're going to take this sink out here, remove this wall over to this point. We're going to take out this mirror, take out this window, put it over here, take this out, and then we're going to take this toilet out and move it over there. And I think move some wiring and stuff like that. But we're not going to finish the job because, people care about cost, and also our homeowner is very talented, so he can do whatever in the world he wants after I leave because he's pretty much amazing. You want to tell him how amazing you are?
No, I don't do that. I don't pat myself on the back.
I'll pat him on the back from here. So anyway, we're going to do that. I just want to say a couple things. First of all, talking is easier said than done. So keep that in mind. And then anything else we want to talk about?
No, you're doing great.
Dude, I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything at all. I've literally just walked in and like blah, blah, blah. We will do things very shortly, but right now, nothing has been done. So, I have been doing literally nothing. It's been about 28 minutes, except for, wait, pan down or tilt down. Ah, the bathtub's gone, and so is the little spout dude. And look over here. Ah, my vanity gone. How about over here? That vanity's gone. Around the corner. Oh, the shower's gone. Look at that. Come on back over here. So, a lot of people say when you die, you can't take it with you. And then they get sad, like, I can't take all my garbage. And there's that 9 Inch Nails song. He's like, you can have it all, my empire of dirt. I can really relate to that. Because the truth is, you can't take it with you. And by that, I mean you can't take, your house and the garbage and your car that's going to break down, your clothes and things like that. You can't take that with you. Your money is going to ruin anyway. But what you can take with you that nobody ever talks about is you can take your dignity, your faith, your relationships, your love, all the things that really matter, like your character. Those are the things that you can take with you. And so I think that since that's going to be where we spend our eternity, maybe we ought to focus more attention on that. Like, hey, I need a strong character, and I need to build relationships and friendships and love. I need to make sure I'm good with God, because that's the stuff that's going to matter. That's the stuff that you are going to take with you. And maybe spend less time on, like, did I get the best clothes and the nicest car and the fanciest, biggest house and things like that, because that will be an empty life for you. All right, so hope you guys are having a good day. I guess a lot of you are having a day off because it's 5th of July. I'm not. My boss is a real jerk. All right, bye. If you're anything like me, you probably sit around thinking to yourself, I wonder what fried beans taste like. We might be doing too much work all this time. All right, so what do we do as far as work goes? Let's just take a look. Come on. We took out, there was a shower here. Then this was a shelf thing on the outside in the garage, but we took that out and framed it. We took this window out and we moved it over here. This was on the outside. We moved it in. We still have to do some work on that. We're going to jackhammer and move this toilet drain over here. We're going to move this water line back over here. We're going to put in an outlet so they can put in a bidet. We're going to build a wall right here with a door that opens out. Sheetrock, obviously. We're going to put in a light and exhaust. We're going to move this exhaust fan over here. We're going to patch walls everywhere. We're going to take this plumbing and attach to it all the way through these walls so that we can put a sink over here. We're going to jackhammer and move this drain over to this area. We are going to jackhammer and we're going to build a wall here and over so that this will be a shower, and we'll have a shower head and a bench back here. So that should be simply marvelous. So I want to talk to you about something that probably you think about all the time. Hearing God's word does not help you. Sorry, I'd hear it like that. Applying God's word to your life helps you. Hearing it doesn't do you any good. Memorizing it, there's some good to it, don't get me wrong. Memorizing it, that's good too. But until you actually apply it to your life, it's worthless. It'd be like, John, you read exercise books all the time and you read diet books all the time, but you're still fat and ugly. I'm like, I don't do any of the stuff it says. And so apply God's word to your life and you'll find that you are much more successful. All right, so tomorrow we're going to do some more work, and I hope you guys have a wonderful 5th of July. Oh, hey there.
to do it.
John, why are you wearing a clown nose?
Oh, I heard there's a new strain of COVID, and I think the government's trying to tell us that we got to wear the clown nose to protect ourselves. You gonna wear one?
No.
Do you hate old people?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you could be asymptomatic and still have it, and you can pass it on to people. So it's really important that you wear this clown nose.
Okay.
I kid. I'm not gonna wear a stupid clown nose. It's like I'm not gonna wear a mask. All right, so let me show you what we did over here. Yesterday when we finished up, we had not done this, but we jackhammered. Here, come on. We jackhammered. The toilet was right here. We jackhammered, moved it over here. Thank God, it was super simple. Then there was a shower drain here. We had to cut the P trap out. You already took that outside, didn't you? Yeah. And we cut that off and capped that off. We're still going to have to move this pipe over here, which is fine. Then over here, where I was jackhammering, we're going to have to take this drain, which is here. We're going to have to move it probably here. Center. Yep, about here. So we got to do that, and then we got to move these pipes into where this wall's going to be. So this wall's going to come across like this, and then over, and then like this, and it's going to be a much bigger shower, which will be exciting. Hello. So I hope that you had a wonderful day. We did a bunch of jackhammer work today. Also, I sold a house this morning, and I'm very grateful for that. So I am beat up and stinky and sweaty, and I feel like I didn't get that much done, although we did actually get a lot done. So we were talking yesterday, me and my unnamed helper, and we were like, I wonder, what is the high point of your life? Like, what is the moment you're like, this is the best thing I've ever done, right? And like, I think that in 2019, we didn't realize 2020 was going to be what it was. And so a lot of people just went on with life thinking, yeah, 2019, we're on our way up. And you're like, you have peaked. You're on your way back down. And so we were talking about, like, I wonder what the highest point of our life was, or is to come, or whatever. And we pretty much decided that it's probably not what we think it is. We're probably like, is it this amazing accomplishment that we did, or this thing, or this accolade, or these prizes, or awards, or whatever we want? Probably not. Probably God's like this. I'm embarrassed for you on that stuff. That stuff is not important. Why are you spending so much time on that? It's like, I'll tell you what is the highest point of your life. This right here, where you were kind to somebody, where you were self-sacrificing for somebody, where nobody was watching, and yet you did the right thing anyway. That's my proudest moment of you. And I just thought, it will probably be something that I didn't even notice. I'll look back and go, when did I ever do that? And he's like, that is what marks you as a person. And I'm like, something to think about. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We're going to do some more work tomorrow. And happy July 6th or whatever it is. So I'm very disappointed because this, really, I guess my whole life, I've thought that eating magnets will make you more attractive, but I've eaten lots of magnets and sadly, I'm still not attractive. Anyway, so today we're nowhere close to being done, but we did frame up, this is where the shower is going to be, right, which is pretty cool. That's where the shower drain is going to be. It's not finished yet. We got 2 faucets, and we got the rough plumbing in place. We had to move and get a drain for over where we're going to put a sink here, and we got hot and cold water. Don't judge. I know there's going to be some plumbers like, you ain't got that strapped yet. I know. We're going to do that tomorrow. We had to, so we tapped into this thing. And so what we had to do is cut this and then put this T in here. So we can bring that over. We built this wall here. So then this will be a toilet. It's a mess right now because we had to move the exhaust fan, the fart fan, over here. And so once we get drywall back up, then we're going to take this insulation and put it back up on the top. And then we ran some wires so that now we can turn on and off lights. So I just think that that is delightful. Now look, a lot of you guys probably don't realize this, but you're being very offensive online. And I personally am offended by the things that you do. And let me be more specific because I'm not good at coding things. You are posting naked pictures of your animals, and some people are offended by that. So, hope you have a good day. Oh, hey there. So I'm all about making your life easier, and today I'm going to show you a neat trick. So let's just say you need to patch a hole, but there's no studs there, right? So I just put this one in to make it easier so our video wouldn't be so long. But then you just take a piece of lumber, boil it in anything, and then you get up in here, right? But then you got to put some screws in it. And from the sheetrock into the stud, right? So you want to dimple the paper, but not break the paper. That's if you're screwing or nailing, but you can't nail like this because it'll be screwing. Okay, so now I got something solid to go to. And then, give me a second. About to learn all kinds of stuff. Hey, Charlie.
I like it.
I know, right? Who doesn't? So I need to put the sheetrock up here. Hopefully it fits. It does.
Voila.
Mm-hmm. And just like magic, that's passed. And then, of course, we'll just take and bed it in a minute. All right, so I want to show you guys what all we've done in this bathroom so far. Yesterday I was like, hey, we didn't finish putting up wrapping our pipes and all this, insulating our pipes, and so please don't give me grief. And my friend Ryan Brown called me up last night and gave me all kind of grief. He's like, hey man, I just want you to know, I think that you really ought to, you're better than that, and your customers deserve better than that, so you really ought to wrap those pipes. He went on and on and on. I'm like, you're hilarious. Anyway, so as you can see, we got all this framed, all the plumbing, everything done, and this is going to be a really nice shower. So obviously I don't have the pan poured yet, but here will be your one shower, and then a shower head up high, right? Here is another shower faucet, and then the shower head up high, and it's got these two cubbies to put things in, which I think is great, and it'll have a light in here too. So then we also got all this stitched up. We moved the light over here. We got this, and then over here, this wall is now gone. We moved this vanity and all this plumbing and wiring and everything, and now that's done. We moved this exhaust fan over into here. Come on. In here, we installed this light. We got this these switches and that outlet, the toilet, we got the toilet drain and then the toilet over here, and what else? And then we have the jackhammer and all that stuff. So that is where we're at on this. I'm about to have to take in bed, so it's going to be a little bit of a late night, probably like a 56-minute day instead of a 28-minute day. But as long as I'm making your life simpler here, a lot of people, I want to make your life simpler in other places too. A lot of people say, I wish life came with instructions. This is so hard. I don't understand why life is going to be so hard. Well, good news. Life does come with instructions. You're just refusing to read it, okay? So we are going to talk about, because I think that not enough people know, or maybe just need to be like a refresher course about the 10 Commandments. So the first commandment is you will love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and you will have no other gods before you. So a lot of people are like, in today's society, that sounds offensive. Like, well, but all gods have equal rights. But in that same verse, he says, for I am a jealous God. And if you think that you can pray to me and then pray to whomever else, you're wrong, because he sees that as cheating. So that's the first commandment, is have no other gods before you. The second one is you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. That's important. And I think a lot of people think that's like saying GD or Jesus Christ or whatever in the world. And yes, and I think about this a lot. Like, I never hear anybody say any other God's name in vain. I never hear anybody say, oh, Buddha, can you believe this? Oh, Muhammad, what in the, right? You never hear that. It's only God and Jesus. That's the only things that are used as curse words. But can you imagine, like, your name being used as a curse word constantly all day long? Like, how offensive that is. And it's such a problem that he's like, look, please don't do this. The third commandment is to keep the Sabbath holy, right? Which is another thing, yet another thing, we're down to 3 for 3 right now, that we do not do. So it says 6 days you shall work, and on the 7th day you'll rest. We need a rest. We need a Sabbath. The land needs a rest. The world needs a rest. Our bodies need a rest. We are made to do that. The fourth commandment is honor your father and your mother. Yet another thing we are not doing. Like, all of us as a people are not honoring our father and mother. And that commandment comes with a promise. And that says, if you honor your father and mother, and it doesn't have stipulations, if you honor your father and your mother because they're good people or you agree with them or whatever, it just says straight up, no matter what they are, if you honor your father and mother, this comes with a promise, you will live a long life. Which, if you want to live a long life, then honor your father and your mother. After that is, do not murder, do not steal, do not commit adultery, do not bear false witness. I mean, I think we understand about the stealing, murdering, and false witness, or sorry, murdering, stealing, and committing adultery. I think that's painfully obvious. However, those come after don't use the name of the Lord your God in vain and have no other gods before you, and the Sabbath, and honoring your parents. Like, it goes in that order, and then do not murder. Everybody acts like murder is the biggest deal, but
technically speaking, that's number 5 on the list of 10. That's halfway down. Anyway, don't murder, don't steal, don't commit adultery. A huge one that obviously, like, as a people, we are not honoring that. And then it says, do not bear false witness. And I think that a lot of us don't understand what a big deal it is to bear false witness. That means, technically speaking, it means you go into court and you lie about somebody, which really alters the course of their life. You could send them to jail, or you could sentence them to death on your testimony. And if that is false, that is really damaging to somebody. But also, gossiping about people is really damaging to a lot of people. And then it says, don't covet your neighbor's house, things, possessions, slaves, or more importantly, their wife. So those are 10 commandments. In case you didn't know them, now you do. You can look it up in Exodus 20. I think it's very important. But in case you're like, that's too many, I can't think of 10 things because I'm just that lazy. Jesus said the entire law, so the whole Old Testament, everything put together can be summed up in these 2 things. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Because if you love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, you will not be serving other gods, and you will not take his name in vain. And if you love your neighbor as yourself, you will not be cheating on them, stealing from them, killing them, coveting from them, bearing false testimony, all these things. And therefore, if you can just think, like, which is why the golden rule applies. Would I want somebody to do this to me? If the answer is no, don't do it to the other person. Pretty simple. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. We're going to keep working, but love you a lot. Come back. Oh, hi there. So I did some taking bedding, and you can tell we did a hot patch up there, a hot patch right there, taking bed all this. We don't have to take bed inside the shower because that's going to all be tile, including the ceiling. We fixed all this. You probably couldn't tell that this was very irregular, so we kind of put some stuff back there to make it better. Take bed all this, and in the toilet area, come on, take a look. So we moved the exhaust fan, got the light in, got all this stuff in. So that's first coat. So don't judge, Ryan Brown, but there'll be more stuff to come. All right, so since we talked about the 10 Commandments, I want to talk about something else real quick. A lot of people are like, there's so many religions, what are they? I want to sum it up for you because I'm cool like that. There's 4 major types of religions, okay? There's monotheistic, that means you believe in one God. There's polytheistic, that means you believe in many gods. There's atheistic, that means you believe in no God. And there's pantheistic, and that means that you believe that everything is God. So let's review. Monotheistic, Jews, Christians, Muslims, for the most part, right? Obviously there's different denominations and sects and so on and so forth, but for the most part, Jews, Christians, Muslims, okay? Polytheistic, I think we all know, like all the Romans and Greeks worship many gods. There are lots of people that worship many gods, so that's polytheistic. Atheistic, pretty simple. You don't believe in a God, or you think that you are your own God. Good luck. And then pantheistic means that you believe that literally everything in the world is God, and so that started from Hinduism in India, and then a lot of Western, New Age, modern type things branch off of that, but it's a very weak, materialistic version of pantheism. So anyway, hopefully that helps you sum up what the major religions are, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Tomorrow we're going to work some more. Bye-bye. Oh, hey there. So I've got a serious question. If you're anything like me, you probably think, is violence the plural of violin? I don't know. Anyway, I told you at the beginning of this job that we are not doing everything. We're getting him a clean slate, and so we've got a clean slate. So we got all these walls built yesterday. We got all the green rock up, the shower faucets in, the shower pans in. It doesn't look finished yet, for obvious reasons. There will be a vanity here, a different light, another vanity here. You have to put your thinking cap on. Use your imagination a little bit. We got the door in. Okay, so here's a quick lesson. When you put in a door, the gap right here is called your reveal. You want that to be a consistent depth so that when you close your door, it doesn't rub anywhere. And if it does rub, then you got to think, like, do I have to move the jamb over here or what? And a lot of times what will happen is it'll sag this way, and so it'll rub right here, and then there'll be a big gap. And so a lot of times, if your door's already hung, you can open it up and put some screws in this, it'll suck it up and then get that reveal to the same. So that's a helpful tidbit of information. And then in here, we got the new toilet hole, got taken back, got the exhaust fan in, our switches, lights, and everything. And he has a clean slate so that he can now build a beautiful bathroom. And I really hope that he sends pictures and that we can post that too, because I'm excited to see
the difference on this. So I like to be worried about things, and I like to just stress out about stuff because I think it's healthy. And so a lot of times I will do that. I'll stress out about things. And I found that watching the news really helps. If you want to stress out about more stuff that you can't do anything about, definitely watch a lot of the news. So I was watching the news, and they said that it's not really common, but a certain percentage of people die every year from yawning. It is contagious. You're probably thinking about yawning right now, but a certain amount of people do die from yawning, and it is contagious. And so they've got a new vaccine for yawning that will, it actually doesn't stop you from yawning, and it's still like if somebody else yawns around you, you will probably yawn. There's a lot of side effects. They're not good. They can cause lupus and autoimmune disease. They cause a lot of blood clots, especially in girls, sterility, and a lot of other things. But I think you should get it because, you know, we don't want to take any risks with the yawning thing. So hopefully that helps you guys. Please don't get a vaccine for yawning. It's stupid. Maybe your house is like this one. And you look over and you're like, I just want to leave myself on the, whoa. Maybe it's missing something, right? And this something maybe allows bad things into your house, like, I don't know what, animals, bugs, the heat, the cold, whatever in the world it is. But then you're like, you know what could fix this? Is if we seal this hole off so that these things don't get inside, maybe we could use this door over here. So we bought one from Home Depot, and we're going to put it in. Maybe in your life, you're like, I need to fix the door in my life so that all the bad things don't keep getting in, so I can seal myself off from that. Well, you're in luck. If you can't do it, we can do it. Or somebody can. Everybody puts in doors. I mean, it's not that hard. I can do it. So how hard can it possibly be? Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and put it in place. We got to make sure the reveal's the same, and then we're going to shoot it with a gun. And we're going to put trim on it, or foam it and caulk it, seal it. Pretty much it. So hope you learned your lesson. All right, bye. Oh, hey guys, yeah, I had to take a quick nap. We already put the door in and got the lock set in and everything. We haven't caulked yet, so it still looks a little rough, but look at this. It opens, and also important with the door, it closes. And then look, it doesn't move. You can lock it. And then this other one, oh wow. And then you're like, no play, no gap, no light coming through. Truly amazing. Like some kind of a miracle. Now, these miracles. Speaking of miracles. Hello? Oh, hey. Maybe, like this door in your house, you're like, I have my air conditioning on all the time, but I don't feel like my house is very cold. I feel like there's just something missing here, like I have a hole in my house somewhere. But maybe it's not just in your house. Maybe it's not just an open door or a lack of a door. Maybe you're like, I work really hard, and I put all this money in my pocket, and I reach in to grab some, and it's gone. Where did my money go? How is it that I work all the time and don't have any money? How is it that I eat and I'm not satisfied? How is it that I lay in bed and I don't sleep and I have insomnia? Like, why are these things happening to me? I feel like I'm living underneath the curse. You probably are. I'm sorry, but you probably are. So here's the solution. You don't have to live under the curse. It's real simple. Okay, now I know that I'm gonna have a whole lot of haters here. But in Haggai it says, you have planted much, but you have harvested little. You have expected much, but little has come about. And why is this? This is because while you go about your lives and you do all the things that you think are important, my house lies in ruins. And God is talking about his house. He's talking about the church. He's like, you have neglected me, you have neglected what I want, and therefore I will neglect you. And no matter what you do, you'll be living under a curse. Or, and hear me out on this, you can follow God, you can do what he says and actually be obedient, and you can give. And I think it's so very important, not because, and I'm not talking about begging for irritating people that are using it to buy jets or whatever. I'm talking about there are churches that are doing God's work, and it is the very least that we can do to give. And not only that, but God will bless you and you will walk under an open heaven. You will walk around and look and go, it seems like there's a storm. I feel like there's a storm around me, and when I look, everybody else is having problems, but I don't know what it is. And there's an angel walking over you with an umbrella, and you're just like, oh, yeah, it's probably because I'm doing the right thing. It's probably because God's watching out for me. And so a lot of you are going to be haters, and you're going to be like, John, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, look, anybody who has actually tithed knows that once you start doing that, God blesses you. And all of a sudden, the little that you had, and even with less work,
God's like, you have enough and plenty and then some. And you're like, I do. I don't understand why. So test me on this one. Find something that you believe in and go and give to that. First of all, give your time, because that is so important. But if you can't give your time, then at least give your money, because it will, and you're not doing this for the blessing, but it will bless you and it will bless the other people and it will bless God. And what you give to God, He multiplies times 1,000. And it just, the benefits never stop coming. So we're going to put a door in here. We're going to seal this off. And I suggest that in your life, you seal off the problem in the open hole in your wallet and your purse. And that is start tithing. All right, bye. Oh, good. Hey, maybe you had 28 minutes, you put in a door and you put on the electronic lock and everything, but you're like, I wish I could see out of my door. There's no glass here. And so you're like, I should put in peephole. Never fear. All you got to do is have a drill bit. You drill a hole through there. We already did that part. Then the peephole, oops, is pretty simple. It just has two parts. And check this out. You put one part in. Oh, that's really magnificent. And then this part throws onto it. Okay? And I gotta have my hand over here so I can do this. But this is truly amazing. And you're gonna be like, how did you do it, John? And there it is. It's done. Now you can also tighten it up. Like you can use a flathead screwdriver. But look at that. And now if I look out at you, can you see it? Oh yeah, that's really nice. I posted a selfie the other day, and it kind of hurt my feelings because a lot of you guys sent balloons and flowers to my house and said, get well soon. I'm like, I'm not sick. And they're like, yeah, but we just want you to get better. Like, you're not that good. And that hurt inside my heart. So if you know David Kanui, who worked with me a lot over the years, and you saw several videos of him last year, you know that he hates these brick walls, hates them. He's like, they always crumble, they fall apart, they're no good, whatever. I just want to tell you, Kanui, look, there's nothing wrong with this wall. It is perfectly fine. There's a few minor cracks, but nothing really bad. Nothing that's going to be a problem or whatever. I mean, don't look over here. Don't look over here, Kanui. This is there's this is just wait, no, don't look over here, Kanui. No. This is just you know what? You're right. Okay. Hey, Liz. Is that short for lizard? No, Elizabeth. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's short for Elizabeth. Don't get offended. I'm so sorry. Come on back here. Hey, so you know what I've never seen is a wild animal that felt sorry for itself. Do you feel sorry for yourself, lizard? Elizabeth? No. I love my life. Hope you guys learned a lesson about wild animals not feeling sorry for themselves. So here's the lesson in that. If you're wild and you're free, maybe you don't get free health care. But you're happy and you don't feel sorry for yourself. I'll leave it there. Oh, hey there. Yeah. I guess this is what happens when you speak the truth these days. You get put behind bars. Even though these are wood bars and I do have tools so I can get right out. I guess most of the bars that are holding us are just part of our mind anyway.